The prison in Philippi was silent, but for the faint sound of chains clinking in the dark. Paul and Silas sat bruised and bloodied, their backs torn from beatings, their feet fastened in stocks. Yet in the midnight hour, when despair should have spoken loudest, they lifted their voices to heaven. They prayed and sang hymns to God, songs of faith and hope, echoing off the walls of despair. The other prisoners listened in wonder. How could men sing in such pain? But as their praise rose, something began to shift. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently. A great earthquake shook the very foundations of the prison. Iron doors burst open, chains snapped loose, and the cold air rushed in with the scent of freedom. Yet Paul and Silas did not run. They knew this miracle was not just for them. God was doing something greater. The jailer awoke, his heart racing at the sight of open doors. Certain his prisoners had escaped, he drew his sword to take his own life. But through the dust and darkness came a voice, firm, urgent, and full of mercy. Do not harm yourself. We are all here. Trembling, the jailer fell before them, his sword clattering to the ground. Sirs, what must I do to be saved? He cried. They replied, believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved, you and your household. That very night, the man who once kept them bound washed their wound with trembling hands. Joy filled his house as he and his entire family were baptized. The chains that once held prisoners now symbolize freedom, and the prison that once echoed with suffering became a sanctuary of praise. This story is more than history. It is a picture of God's unstoppable grace. The same power that shook the prison of Philippi still moves today. He breaks the chains of fear, shame, addiction, and despair. He turns darkness into light, sorrow into joy, and captives into witnesses of his mercy. Today, Jesus calls to every heart still trapped in its own prison. Lift your song to him in the midnight hour. Praise when it makes no sense. Believe when the walls feel too high. For the same God who opened the doors for Paul and Silas can open yours too. His salvation is near. His power is present.